Hi everyone, it's Kyle here. I'm a GM mid laner on the NA server, and today I'll be talking about mid lane level 1. Yeah, so in this video, I'm going to be teaching you all on what level 1 should look like on both the side that's winning level 1 and the side that's losing level 1, where you should put your trinket level 1, how to stop 5-man invades as one person, denying the enemy their trinket, and I will be in depth explaining how the Raptor ward works, why it's important, how it ties into your jungler, even your support. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Yeah, so let's dive right into why this Raptor ward is so important. So the reason why this Raptor ward is so important level 1 is because it tells your team how to play the next like 6 minutes of the early game. And the reason why is because you're gonna know where the enemy jungler is for the first and second path he does. So why it's so good is because most junglers clear in a very linear path. So they're gonna full clear, or they might just 3 camp and gank, or they might start their raptors and then end up on their raptors again to have a better base. So the reason this raptor ward's so important is because most junglers will pass by their raptors at some point in their clear. Now, if they don't do the raptors, then you're going to know that they started the other side of of the jungle, which is really important because it lets your jungler know whether they're getting invaded, whether they need to invade them, or it also protects your side laners and protects yourself because you're gonna be knowing where their jungler is at all times. Now, this is another reason why this ward is so important is because it lets your side laners dictate how they manage their waves. It dictates if they're gonna have a reset window. Maybe they don't heavy trade as much because they know the jungler's coming to their lane. So this ward really just influences your whole side lanes, right? So now that we understand that it really affects our side lanes, now we can ask ourselves, okay, what do we get from this ward? Now, number one, we'll get to know where their enemy jungler is, which means that we, as a mid laner, will know which side to heavily lean on, right? If we consistently know that the jungler has a 90% chance that they're pathing bot side, we are going to be permanently leaning towards this top bush, right? Remember, not your tower, guys. Tower does not mean safety as a mid laner. You lean to the river. Your bushes are your safety. You lean heavily to one side. It's very rare that you actually like lean to the tower. A big mistake I see a lot of people do is that they'll be standing like here ish. This is technically leaning because you're kind of on the top side of the lane. But let's say they get ganked from like right here. Like let's say like Skarner just pops out of the wall. They start running to their tower and then they die. Instead, what you should do is just run straight up here. This is leaning. This is what mid laners should be doing, right? Because we have a luxury that our lane is so open that we can move around, right? It's not like top lane where you get ganked from like one angle unless they're playing Kane or Skarner, right? So we're very blessed as mid laners to have this opportunity, right? So feel free, please abuse your leaning. It's very important, even on champ like Yasuo, right? I don't have any dashes. Same thing as when I play Syndra. When I play Syndra, I don't have any dashes. I need to be able to lean. So please don't assume your tower is always the safest option. Sometimes you just have to run through the river and run through the bush towards your jungler. Your jungler's not there. You can bluff it. If they still chase, worst case they just get your flash. But even then, they shouldn't even get your flash, right? And even then, if they get your flash and you live, that's a win in my books. Because if your jungler's good, they're gonna know how to punish that, right? So let's imagine right here, we push this. The first wave is kind of like here. As the second wave comes in, we hard shove it under tower. What does this let us do? One, we get priority, which means we can do anything we want because we have no resources to collect. And the reason why this is so good is because let's say you couldn't get the ward level 1, you'd be able to get the ward now with your priority, right? So you could actually place the ward here with your priority. Let's say you're a weaker level 1 or they have a really good support that they don't let you ward, then you can get your ward. Or what can happen is instead of warding, since you already dropped your ward level 1, why don't you just harass them under tower for longer, right? One of the benefits of getting your ward out early is that you can harass them under tower for longer. So like let's say you're playing Aurora versus Yone. and you know that D shield users, you want to constantly be bursting them and proccing them, right? After you burst them, you want to keep that D shield running, like keep it ticking, ticking, ticking. Never let it fully finish, right? What you could do is get your ward down level 1 early. Let's say your support's protecting your own raptors. We'll get into that in a bit. Okay, don't worry about that. Get your ward down. You you get the waves in, and you just completely harass him for every single time this minion dies. He will be under pressure, and that's suffocating as a Yone player, right? That's suffocating as anyone under tower, even a ranged champ, right? Because we need to use our spells to clear under tower, which means that the longer we're under tower for, the less chance we're gonna get shoved on the third, fourth incoming wave, and then we just keep on recycling, right? 2 wave cycles. Don't slowly push the first wave, hard shove the second wave, harass them under tower, and then you're perfect, right? Even on Yasuo, on Yasuo, it's not really like that good to get your ward level 1. The reason why is because you can't really use your prio to kind of harass them under tower. It's like on Yasuo, I'm much more like relaxed of giving the Raptor ward level 1, crashing the second wave, getting my Raptor ward, then I play on the freeze, right? So depending on your champ, what they want to do, it really influences how you want to play level 1, how you get this Raptor ward. It's very important that you get this down. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about when not to place your ward level 1. So in the champ select, I always say this in every single one of my videos. The game starts as soon as you get into champ select. So you need it, like, as you guys are picking your champs, you guys shouldn't be on Facebook, you shouldn't be on Instagram, don't be on fucking Twitter. God knows you shouldn't be watching or gooning in the fucking select, okay? Like I know you guys. Alright? No gooning in champ select, alright? Let's talk about when not to get your ward level 1 as a mid laner. So as I say in all my videos, the game starts in champ select. So as they pick their jungler, their support, their mid laner, you should be asking yourselves, even their top laner sometimes, how strong are they level 1? What are their runes? Do they have Halo Blades? Do they have Pressy Attack? What are their champions known for level 1? If you don't know this, then it's a very good time to expand your game knowledge, expand your game understanding, watch some champion guides, get used to new champions, play new champions, experience with them. A good rule of thumb is, if you don't know their champion identities, if you don't know how strong they are level 1, look at their rune pages. Are they running Conqueror? Are they running something that's very cheese oriented? Yeah, so like you want to look for stuff like Halo Blades. What's their gap close? Can they proc their rune efficiently on me level 1 if I decide to go ward? For example, if I'm going to go ward against an Echo of Halo Blades as a Syndra, that's probably not the best idea, right? Because he can E me as I walk into these raptors. What he can do is stand right here and just completely just face check me, auto me, proc his Halo Blades, and then E me, and I'm half HP and my game is over. So pay attention to the runes level 1. That's how you can know in very vague matchups, very uncommon matchups. Look at their keystone. If the keystone doesn't give it away, think about their champion identity. Think about someone similar. First, just get a good understanding of one champion. Try to tie it to other champions. If you really can't tie it to other champions, go watch some guides, do some homework, do a little prep, and yeah, that's all you really need. Another thing is you have to factor is in their support and their jungler. How strong are they level 1, right? So, for example, if I'm against like a Lulu or a Yumi, I'm not really too scared of them level 1. Yeah, like Lulu's a bit annoying. Maybe, Yumi will give me a little love tap, but it's not really the end of the world, right? But let's say I'm against like some high threat support like a Nautilus or a Blitzcrank, or maybe like a kind of a Rel, not really, but some hook champ like Thresh. Something that's like very dangerous level 1 that can displace me and hard CC me. And who has good base AD. That doesn't really matter though, but the displacement does. So if it's like a Thresh, like a Nautilus, it's like a Blitzcrank, you'll be very careful how you ward level 1. Just because you have a winning level 1 doesn't mean you always should. Yeah, remember, this game's not a 1v1. You need to factor in their whole team. They have a Nautilus. If they have something really threatening level 1, maybe it's not the best idea, right? Third thing I'd look out for is the enemy champ a melee or ranged champ? Now this is very important because it kind of depends on it can tell you clues on where they could be level 1. For example, if I'm a Yasuo level 1 and I have lethal tempo, I might try and stand in one of these bushes to try and catch someone walking in to ward. Right? If I'm Echo of Hail of Blades, I can camp in these bushes, right? So if you know these champions like to do this, here's a few ways of maneuvering to get this Raptor ward. Okay. So as you can see, there's mainly one way to get this Raptor ward in, and it's going like this, walking here, dropping your ward. Obviously, you don't have to walk this far, but you can drop your ward here, and then you walk back away, right? And there's actually a secret way that not a lot of people know about, is actually if you go like this and you hug this little ledge here, okay? You hug this ledge, actually they don't see you, right? Like I'm pressing this the whole time, guys. Pressing this the whole time, whole time, whole time, whole time. You can't see. Now, how do you prevent this? Is A, you stand here, level 1 at your tower, or what you can do is there's a small spot in this bush where you can actually stand that you can actually see them come in. Right, no matter any angle they come in, you can see them. And that will tell you. Now, why this is really important is because let's say I'm like a Syndra, okay? Let's say I have a way of checking if someone's standing here level 1. If I'm Syndra, I can Q right here. If I get a mana flow proc, I know Yasuo's there, he's gonna cheese me. If I don't get anything, then I know I'm safe, and I could walk right in here, no one's gonna see me, drop my ward here, and we're good.
Harmony is a harsh mistress.
So yeah, now that we've talked about a few ways how to ward, now let's talk about tips on how to place the actual trinket. There's actually another thing I talked about, I think when we were getting our the Raptor level 1 ward, and that's how it affects your jungler. So before I get into placement, let's talk about how it affects your jungler. So it tells your jungler where their jungler is heading. So it's kind of like, you know that scene in Death Note where like Light is looking at L on those like pillars? Like they're trying to figure out each other's pathing. Okay? And because it dictates if they can counter gank, if they can't counter gank, how safe are they to gank a lane. So first of all, it tells them their pathing. Second of all, it tells them if they're getting invaded or if they should invade themselves. The reason why is because most junglers, when they're invading, they're gonna start red buff. Okay, they might do like a red Krugs Raptors into invade at blue buff and catch you with your pants down. Let's say you know the jungler path bot side started blue. They pot bot side. They're doing their Raptors. Your jungler does red Krugs Raptors, and then they come gank mid. They come through mid. You'll see that with the Raptor ward, and then they go invade your jungler on his red. Because a champion with red buff, like, will literally beat any champion with blue buff. There's very few like scenarios where that's like untrue. Okay, because red buff burns. It's very OP. Also another thing is that let's say like you know you're the stronger champ regardless level 1 even with red buff. So you could do red Krugs Raptors into invade at their blue, and the reason why they would know to invade is because this Raptor ward would spot it. So if you put this ward down and your jungler sees that they're pathing topside and they know they're stronger and they know top and mid lane have priority, they can invade and win the game just from this ward. Now, another reason this ward's also good is because it can also protect your jungler. Let's say I'm warding for my jungler. How do most junglers usually invade? Well, they're gonna do red, Drugs, Raptors, and then they're gonna path like this, right, into invading my jungler, right? It's always gonna happen like this, right? They're always gonna path like this. Reason why this Raptor ward's so good is if you look at the vision range of my trinket, okay, let's say I place it right here, okay, on like this kind of like little like where the plant is basically. If I go behind this wall, I will be able to see if their jungler walks like this. Maybe their jungler starts Raptors, Krugs, red, and then he passes like this down to invade my jungler. And I'll be able to see this little Raptor, which will indicate if their jungler has done their Raptor. So this ward protects your jungler from invades. It also helps your jungler invade, and it protects your whole team, and it gives you an idea of where the jungler is going to be, which protects you by leaning. So typically, if you're on blue side, you're gonna want me to ward where this vision plant spawns. It's kind of like in the middle of this like rock. Um, you don't really have to know the exact placement. Just like look at the vision radius when you do ward. Just make sure that like it kind of catches the little raptor over here. The way you can tell is if like you see like these like two pebbles, if the lines through it, you can kind of like in between, you know for sure that it's warded. Now if you're on red side, what you can do is you see like see like this like little like kind of like the speck of like grass at the very end right here. What you can do is like come here, drop your ward. You'll be able to see this raptor right here. It's a bit harder on red side to ward it, but yeah, you'll be able to see this raptor, and yeah, you'll be able to see if the jungler's invading you as well. Now, fine. Last thing, what if you know there's absolutely zero chance their jungler will invade your jungler? Okay, if there's absolutely zero chance, it literally doesn't matter where you place your trinket, just as long as you get like vision of these raptors. It literally doesn't matter. That's why like this like route works so well when you walk around like this. You just walk around like this, drop your ward down, you see the whole entire raptor pit. If you know 100% chance there's no chance of your jungler getting invaded, this is what you do. Okay? Now, as a mid laner, if your jungler tells you to ward something, Master Plus or Diamond 2 and above, listen to your jungler. They know something you probably don't. Drop the ego, listen to them. If you know your jungler is autofilled or they don't know what they're talking about, you do exactly what I told you based on your hypothesis. Okay? So yeah, this is how level 1 should be played as a mid laner. Yeah, this is why the Raptor Ward is also important. Just a kind of extra thing too. If you're playing a mage and you want to get the push, I recommend you like step up all the way here and auto the wave as it comes in. Like I see a lot of like players that like I watch, like they kind of just like stand here AFK, and, like wait as the wave comes in. That's like wrong. You should like walk up here and start hitting it. But yeah, like that's pretty much it until you play level 1. I think next time we'll. I don't really know what I'll do next video, to be honest. Like I'm kind of getting back into YouTube now. It's been like what 4 or 5 months since my last video, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Oh, another thing. Before you guys leave, please join my Discord. I'm lonely. I have no friends. Please interact with me. I'd be happy to take a look at some of your guys' questions. I have a channel called WOD Questions where I just answer like a 2-minute clip of anyone's game. Feel free to use that. And yeah, see you guys on Discord. Stop by. Play some A rounds with us.